This is it. Don't get scared now. Hey there, guys. How are you? Welcome back to a brand new Flick Pick live show where we hang out, eat popcorn, talk about movies, and I answer whatever you guys want me to answer, I guess. But yeah, I only have really one main topic in this live show today, and that's to talk about the new look of Jared Leto's Joker, and we'll get into that in a few seconds. I have a lot to say. Sorry if I'm a little bit out of it right now. This is, I think, the earliest we've ever done a live stream or a live show on this channel, and a lot of people said, John, do an earlier live stream. I go to bed early. And you know what? I said, you know what? I will do that just for you, because I'm a vampire of the night. Not everyone is, but I figured why not do it earlier today. Plus I was up, I had nothing better to do, and I just wanted to see you guys' beautiful faces, even though I can't actually see them right now. But yeah, nevertheless, we will dive into the questions in just a few seconds, so don't worry, we will get to all of the questions. But I want to talk about the main topic of this video, and let's just get into it. All right, so let's wind the clocks back to 2016. Oh God, I can't even look at it with a straight face. Oh, Jared Leto, what did you do? What did you do? Now, obviously, guys, he is damaged, and David Ayer wanted us to know that. This is by far the worst incarnation of the Joker that's ever existed in the existence of all of humanity. And just looking at this picture, me showing you this picture is a crime against humanity. And I'm now going to smack my hand for this sin. I am sorry. But just recently, the Zack Snyder Justice League Snyder Cut Super Duper Redo Edition, which we are getting a trailer in about 3 days. So hopefully that's really cool. I'm looking forward to it. I just hope it's better than the other version that we got. If it's just better, if it's just 10% better, then everything was justified and it was worth doing. That's all I want. My hopes aren't high. I just give me a more enjoyable, watchable movie. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're just talking about the Joker's new look. And here's the Joker's new look right here. And I mean, I guess Zack Snyder wanted us to get an extended sequence of the Joker taking a dump in Arkham Asylum, and I like that. I do. I know he's setting in Arkham, and no, I'm not really going to dive into too many spoilers, even though every article already did it. But essentially, this new sequence is more or less another extended nightmare sequence of Batman. And that's cool. I mean, I liked that about Batman v Superman. It was one of the more standout sequences in that film. It was sort of like Mad Max meets Batman, and hey, that's fine by me. I do have a few complaints about some of the fight choreography in that sequence, but nevertheless, we're not talking about negatives. We're talking about the Joker's new look. So yeah, you guys feel free to chime in and let me know what you guys thought about Jared Leto's new Joker look. Now, anything that he did would be an improvement over the Suicide Squad version of the Joker. Anything. I will take anything. And clearly, they are fixing some of the mistakes they made in the past. And hey, I applaud them for that. As long as they got rid of the shitty tattoos, the junky grill, and his little crew cut, I'm more than satisfied. And you can almost, I don't think they're going to really explain why he looks slightly different. This could be before he got the shitty tattoos or after, or maybe the Joker just has more makeup caked on his face. Whatever it is, thank you for just at least making this look like the Joker. So here's a close-up picture of it right here. Now, everyone's praising this, saying it looks phenomenal, it looks great, and I do agree. Compared to the original incarnation of the Joker, played by Jared Leto, this does look phenomenal in every way. This is what he should have looked like all along, and we're sort of getting that. And they are fixing those mistakes. So that's always a great thing. But you know what I say to that? I say we've sort of already seen this, and it was right here. I mean, why is it every new version of the Joker essentially is just like sort of a more or less a copycat of what Heath Ledger already did in 2008 with the Joker? I mean, the face paint, the makeup, everything is, it's just like they keep doing the same face paint every time they redo the Joker. And don't get me wrong, I mean, why change it if you got it right the first time? I'm just saying, like, essentially, we're basically getting the Heath Ledger version of the Joker with not good of an interpretation or performance. I like Jared Leto, sort of, kind of, not really, but I'm just saying, like, they're basically just copying what you already saw 10 plus years ago. So either way, hopefully the sequence is a lot of fun. And, you know, they can cram a lot of stuff into a nightmare sequence in the new Justice League Snyder cut. Essentially, they can just do everything fun they want to do, throw it into a nightmare sequence. It doesn't have to play out into the rest of the movie, but it's like, you know what? I got to put it all in here. It's cool. I gave you some visual eye candy. I fixed some of the mistakes. I gave you something new, but we can kind of slap it in the middle of the movie, and it doesn't need to carry out amongst the plot or make any sense furthermore in the movie. And you know what? That's fine by me. So those are my quick thoughts on the new look of the Joker, the new redesign. And I like it. I really do. Like, thank you. Thank you for at least putting the Joker in this movie and fixing him as much as you possibly could, Zack Snyder. So for that, I applaud you. Thank you. And with all that said, I want to read a few comments from you guys. The Film Freak, without a tattoo now, he actually looks damaged. Yeah, whenever you don't blatantly say what you are tattooed on your forehead, subtlety is always better in my opinion. So yeah, I just can't believe, like, think about this, guys. In that Suicide Squad version of the Joker, a lot of artists, they sat around, they drew the pictures. They said, yeah, that's the best idea we have. Then the director said, yeah, I like that. Then everyone in the studio said, yeah, that's a good idea. Then they sat there in makeup and put that shit on Jared Leto's face for 3 hours. And they're like, you know what? We're going to record this and put it on camera so everyone has to pay to see it. And everyone was like, yeah, this is the best idea we have. Movie studios, you baffle me. Ledger was the Joker. This guy is cosplay. I mean, more or less, it sort of just looks like the poor man's version of Heath Ledger. But I mean, once again, it's better than what it originally looked like. So I don't care what it looked like, as long as it didn't look like he had tattoos on his face. He bought some gumball machine and then stuck on his head. Okay. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about as the main topic. And with all that said, I will dive into your guys' questions right now. The first one comes from the Z Review. Hoping the Snyder Cut will live up to the hype. Well, yeah, I mean, I am too. Like I said a few minutes ago, I'm just hoping it's slightly better than the previous version. If it can do that, then everything was worth it. Now, they are hyping this movie up to be like the second coming of Jesus Christ. And if it doesn't live up to those standards, I can see a lot of people being disappointed. And I don't think it'll be the best movie ever made. I just want to watch a decent, enjoyable movie. And I am really genuinely curious, like, what changes they make, what new implementations they introduce. Hopefully Deathstroke has a cool scene or two. And this is what I've always said, and I don't feel like we're going to get it, but I just hope deep down inside that we do get this scene. If somehow they bring back Deathstroke, which I know Deathstroke did come back. He's going to be in the movie for at least a few more minutes. If they could just have a Deathstroke Batman fight sequence in this film, just for like 3 minutes, just to have an altercation between them, somehow, some way, if they did that and they pulled that off and they didn't leak that and they didn't ruin that surprise, then I would feel completely, everything would be justified in my opinion if I could just get that confrontation. Because originally that was the solo Batman movie. That was going to be the plot of Ben Affleck's solo Batman, where he goes up against Deathstroke. And that's something I've always wanted to see. And if they can just give us a little crumb of that to nibble on, I'll be completely satisfied. But that's just my hopes, my dreams, and my aspirations. Will that come true? I don't know. I can only hope it will. Remake Point Break sucks. Absolutely, that's the best name I've ever had on here. Have you ever played, or would you like to play Dungeons and Dragons? I've never been against the idea of playing. I don't think I have any friends who played Dungeons and Dragons. It looks cool every time I see. By the way, what's his name? Who plays Deathstroke likes to play Dungeons and Dragons. He's actually really into it. It just looks cool. Like every time I see someone with like a huge table set up and they have like the little miniatures and the figures, and it looks really awesome. Yeah, I would play it. I just never have. Charles Taff, did you ever get into the show Dexter? I get that question all the time. I've watched a few episodes of it, and you would think I would like it. Like, it's about a sociopath serial killer who's now on the other side of the law. I like the concept sounds great. It sounds like a show made for me. And I watched the first few episodes and I was just like, I just did not get into it. But lately I've just been a snob when it comes to TV shows and series. Like I need to really be blown away to dedicate hours of my life to watching it. And I know they're bringing back Dexter, so maybe if it's a cold, rainy night, I'll get back into it and try to watch a few more episodes. But lately, I just have chosen not to watch it. Luke O'Neill, have you watched Soul on Disney Plus yet? Yeah, I have watched Soul. It was okay. Not one of my favorite Pixar films. I like the premise. I like some of the scenes in Soul. But for like an hour and a half movie or an hour and 45-minute movie, actually, is it longer than that? It seems like it's longer than that. It just doesn't feel like there's enough stuff in the movie. Like, it didn't feel like the movie flowed as quickly as I liked, and I was as entertained as I wanted to be. And I sort of liked the existential crisis theme of the movie. I liked the main character. I liked when he goes to, he goes back to Earth to sort of get a second chance, and he turns into a cat. I liked all of that. But everything when he was in the in-between, where everyone looks like a little piece of chewed-up bubblegum floating around, it did remind me so much of Inside Out. And it just really lacked, I think, any rewatchability for me. Like, I don't think I'd say, you know what, I want to watch a Pixar movie today. I'm gonna put it in Soul. I don't think I'd ever do that. I've always been more of a Toy Story, more of like an Incredibles guy. And I sort of just like the adventure of those movies. The adventure in Soul, 90% of the movie is depressing, and then you sort of know, you could almost guess how the movie's going to end at, halfway through it. It's a good movie. It didn't connect with me as much as I was hoping it would. All right, let's go to the next one here. OE Reviews, thoughts on Gina Carano's situation. Where do you start with that? It's no matter what I say, somebody will have an issue with it. It's like conservatives want the freedom of speech and you should be able to say what you want to say and still be employed by a private company, or the liberals, everything's offensive. So I don't know. I think sometimes, you know what it is? Here's what I would do if I was Gina Carano. And some nights when I close my eyes, I pretend I am. Don't question me. If I was getting paid millions of dollars, I was a celebrity, I was employed by Disney, who are one of the most uptight companies in existence because they will fire you over a tweet from 25 years ago. They will fire you if you had a weird thought that went through your head for 5 seconds and no one knew about it and they get a hold of it. They will fire you. Just ask James Gunn. But if I was a celebrity, I probably would just keep some opinions to myself. Unless it was detrimental, I share this thought where it's going to save humanity or save lives, then maybe I'll put that tweet out there. But if I'm just a celebrity getting paid to do a job and I know public opinion is everything, especially in 2021, I'd probably just keep a few things to myself because, there's nothing wrong with having opinions. There's not. And you can have opinions. That is your First Amendment right. But that doesn't mean the company employing you has to not fire you. It's almost like she wanted to be fired. You can agree or disagree with the thing she said, but at the same time, just don't say everything that comes through your head. For what? Some Twitter retweets and some likes? Why? I don't know. If it was me getting paid all the money she was getting paid, I probably just would have done my job, I guess. But then again, I wasn't really looking forward to the show she was going to star in, and I could care less about her character in the show. I thought she was okay in Mandalorian for a few episodes, but I could take it or leave it. I feel like that was a really long-winded answer to your question there, and I'm sorry. Obed Urzaga. Hey, John, the movie Southpaw was written for Eminem to star as the main role. How do you think that would have turned out? Probably not very good. I just don't buy Eminem being a tough guy boxer. And originally Eminem was supposed to be in the movie Elysium instead of Matt Damon. And don't get me wrong, I like Eminem. I thought he did a really good job in his sort of loose biopic, 8 Mile. Hey, Rabbit, be Rabbit. But I don't know. I think Jake Gyllenhaal was the right choice for that role. Justin Emerson Richards. Thoughts on Rachel Weisz? I don't know. I've never really had a lot of thoughts on Rachel Weisz. Hang on. Is she doing like a new movie or something? That was the most random question anyone's ever asked me. So thank you for that, I guess. Wasn't she in the Mummy movies, right? Yeah. Yeah. I think that was my first introduction to Rachel Weisz, was in the first Mummy movie, and I thought she was good. She's done some stuff since then, but she never, yeah, I mean, she's a good actress. What was her name? Evie, what was her name? Evie or something in the first Mummy movie? Anyway, yeah, she's a good actress. All right, the next one is Seth Hull. Thanks for the super chat, man. You didn't ask a question, but thanks for the donation, Seth. Much appreciated, man. Carter Lovejoy. Do you think Heath Ledger would loved Joaquin Phoenix as Joker if he was still with us? Rest in peace. I think he would be like supportive. He'd be like, oh, he's bringing something new to the role, like every actor says when they get replaced eventually by another actor. Sure. I always liked Jack Nicholson's responses when he was asked about Heath Ledger's Joker. But yeah, I think he'd be supportive of it. Heath Ledger always seemed like a cool dude, no matter what. So, Luke O'Neill, have you seen Queen's Gambit? Great miniseries. Yeah, I have. I really enjoyed it. I liked the time period. I've always been interested in the game of chess. I'm not very good at it. I've only played it probably like 20 times. It's something I've always wanted to be good at. So watching that show was really intriguing to me. Do you ever watch a show about something and you're just like, damn it, I wish I had that ability? Like, and that's how I felt when I watched Queen's Gambit, and it was a good show. I really enjoyed it. I liked the 1960s time era that the movie took place in. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And if you guys haven't seen it, I definitely recommend checking it out. Richard Walton, watch the ZL teaser. Oh, Zack Snyder Justice League teaser? Yeah, I did. Well, we're getting a new trailer in 3 days. I watched the 10-second clip that was released today. I actually shared a tweet about that today. But yeah, I did see it. You know, Superman's shooting lasers out of his eyes, wearing a black suit. They changed the color grading in the movie. I mean, yeah, I saw it. Luke Spernaskowitz. Whoa, John, you're not doing this at 9 p.m. You know, oddly enough, the later I do these live streams, the more people watch. Like around 10 o'clock, sometimes about 11 o'clock at night, that was the highest viewership I've ever had on a live show. So that tells me 2 things. 1, you guys are vampires of the night like me, and that's okay. And 2, I should probably do live streams late at night. But you know what? Today I had a few things to take care of. I'm actually doing a podcast at 5 o'clock. So I was like, you know what? I wanted to talk about the Joker. I wanted to talk to you guys, and I figured I'll try this out. And if it does well today, maybe I can once a week change the time slot for the live shows, maybe a little bit earlier. I don't know. My question to you guys, please answer this right now. What are you doing right now at 3 o'clock? And if you live in LA, what is it, noon, around noon right now? So it just seems like a really inconvenient time during a weekday for someone to sit down and watch a live stream. I just figured nighttime would be more convenient because no one's at work or school or out and about. So what are you doing right now? That's my question to you. How are you watching me right now? All right. The next one comes from. It's coming from someone. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Seth Hall, thanks for the super chat once again. I think I already said this, but thanks again. Timo Mortilla? Timo Mortilla or Timo Mortilla? You guys know I can't read. Hello, John. Greetings from Finland. Thank you for the early stream. This is the first time I'm watching you live. What is your favorite Nordic film? Well, thank you for that, man. And hey, how's it going in Finland? I love it. Favorite Nordic film? I guess that's a question I've never thought about. Let's look up some Nordic films so I can give you a good answer. Surprisingly, there's not a lot on this list. Okay. I haven't seen these. Okay. Hang on, I'm looking at Nordic films now. You got me truly fascinated in Nordic films. I don't know. I guess I don't have a favorite Nordic film. If you have a recommendation, let me know, man. Please let me know. Sorry. All right, the next one comes from somebody here. Seth Hall. Seth, thanks for the questions, man. Much appreciated. What's your opinion on the best Batman aside from George Clooney? Laugh aloud. I mean, truly the best Batman. Hey, Freeze, I'm Batman. It's great. The best Batman for me is always, I mean, Christian Bale was in the most enjoyable, critically acclaimed Batman films. My childhood goes to Michael Keaton. And then my hopes and my dreams always went to Ben Affleck because I was like, I just wanted that solo movie and we never got it. And I think it's really that was a big letdown. Ben Affleck could be in that running for who's the best Batman if only he was able to have a solo Batman movie. But he didn't. So I'd always lean towards Christian Bale. Plus, I don't care what anyone says. I always enjoyed the Christian Bale Batman voice. I always thought it was amazing and scary and menacing. It was exactly what it should have been. Like, you don't talk like George Clooney if you're Batman. You talk like an evil vampire creature of the night who sounds like he's going to rip your throat out and eat it. Like, I like that. If someone talked to me like that and I was a criminal, I would tell them everything they want to know. Yeah, the drugs are in the Narrows, man. Go. Don't kill me. Let's go to the next question. The Nat FX. No question, but I got your Cobra Kai t-shirt. My nips never felt so good. Well, that's good, man. Now sweep the leg. Sweep them with your nips. I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. It's a good t-shirt. I have it somewhere. Maybe I lost it. I need to get another Cobra Kai shirt. This shirt right now is it's a little small. I'm not trying to be a tryhard, but I can't help that it shrunk. So don't judge me. And the next one, Josh Koff. Is it Josh Coffee? Wow, that's a cool name. I just drank some coffee this morning for the first time. It made me feel like an adult. Thanks for the super chat, Josh. Carter Lovejoy. Original Point Break is not on 4K, but the remake is. Such a dark reality we live in. Hopefully this year they'll do it for the 30th anniversary. Yeah, I talked extensively about that on the last live show, and I think I screamed and ranted for about 10 minutes about the remake being so bad and an atrocity against all of mankind. Yeah, it's bizarre that the remake's on 4K, but the original is not. Hopefully it does come out and they remaster it properly. And I just want all my favorite films on 4K so I can just rest in peace. So hopefully it does come out, because it was never about the money, man. It was about us against the system, showing that the human spirit's still alive. Well, we go to the next question. Tyler Goodwin, your best Christopher Walken impression trying to be Batman. It's too early in the day for that, but I will do it for you because that's what I do. I make the sacrifices no one else will. Okay, so Christopher Walken as Batman. And scene. You know, Joker, where's Rachel? She was just here. Her eyes are something azul. I don't know. Let's just go to the next one. Let's go to the next one here. Pretend like that never happened. Michael Parton. Ahead of the legendary Monsterverse, 2 new movies are in development. Mothra, Queen of the Monsters, and King Kong. What are your thoughts? What? Are you talking what? What the fuck is this? I'm confused by your question. Ahead of the legendary MonsterVerse, 2 new movies are in development. Are you saying those movies are going to come out? Like we're getting a new King Kong movie? I don't know. I just hope Godzilla versus Kong is slightly competent and not just like a typical cliche copy and paste CG movie. Though if I was a betting man, and I am, I would say it's probably going to be just that. What are my thoughts on it? I hope Godzilla versus Kong is good and it opens up that universe to do more movies, but we'll see. We'll see. I always liked King Kong. I mean, I like the Peter Jackson King Kong. But what I do when I rewatch the movie is I just start it an hour in. You're not missing anything. I'm serious. If you watch King Kong 2000 and what is it? 2000 is that 2005? Just go to the runtime, slide it to an hour, start it there. Great movie. Really good movie. Pacing's phenomenal. Just avoid the first hour. You don't need it. Azim the Dream Reviews. You got a long question here, so let's answer it. All right, John, what is your day-to-day schedule like? My day-to-day schedule, well, to be honest with you, lately I have been waking up early. I don't know why. I feel like I get less anxiety when I wake up early. Like, the later I'm up, the less I do. Like, I stay up late and I just do weird things. Like, I start researching, like, how the pyramids were built for 5 hours. And then the next thing I know, the sun is up and I don't know where I'm at anymore. But typically what I do is I wake up in the morning, at least for the last week. I typically go to Dunkin' Donuts and I get the 2 for $5 bacon, egg, and cheese croissant with 2 chocolate milks and hash browns. I come home, I watch a few YouTube videos. Then I come up to my computer, I respond to some emails, I check some stats, I do that stuff. And then I might play a little bit of Call of Duty on the PC. And then after that, I usually have to go somewhere or do adult stuff like pay bills or go to the store, or I just find something to do to get out of the house, like an excuse. And then I come home and then I'll usually do something else YouTube related. So yeah, it just really depends though, if I have like an obligation to take care of or not. Really, my week is separated by the live shows. Really, to be honest with you. I do a lot of contemplating too. MSF. Oh, I'm sorry. You had more of your question here. Also, how do you tell yourself you need to make a video even when you don't know what or when? Yeah, that's my thing. I just stopped making videos when I didn't know what or when. Unless I truly wanted to make it, then I just don't make it. I came to that conclusion a long time ago. You know, I said it wasn't about the views. I didn't care about the views anymore. I'm just going to make the videos I feel like making when I want to make them. So usually that's it. Now, sometimes I have an obligation to take care of. Sometimes, like, I might have agreed to do like a sponsorship deal, and I had to make sure I make a video around that time. But the trick is, like, lately with movies sort of fizzling out for the last year, it was just a weird time. Like we are getting some new movies now. But it was just a weird, really unmotivational year, I guess you could say. But I have tons of ideas. I just need to actually make them. So I have been very inconsistent and want to make more vids, but I have lost my fire. Johnny, I need your guidance and muscles. I need my muscles too, man. I don't know what happened to those things. But yeah, you just got to find talk about things you want to talk about, man. You got to be enthusiastic, and that's why I do the live shows. That's why I like doing these more than anything I do on YouTube, because I like just being live. I don't want to have to edit. I don't want to have to rethink. I don't want to have to redo the same thing. I don't want to, I can talk about a multitude of 500 different topics rather than just one topic. And I found myself when I do like one video on YouTube, it's like, oh, here's the new Joker picture. Let's talk about this for 6 minutes and shit this video out on YouTube to get some views. And that it just started to feel disingenuous to me. And it's not that I don't want to talk about certain things. It's just I would rather talk about a lot of things rather than just one thing. And I like the how spontaneous the live shows can be. So that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me motivated. Because you guys are my happy thought. Let's go to the next question. MSF, The Room or The Fanatic? That is a phenomenal question, and I'm going to give you a phenomenal answer to that. You see, The Room is something that could only be made once in a lifetime. It's great. It's hilarious. But The Fanatic, on the other hand, I find The Fanatic has more rewatchability. The production quality in The Fanatic's not bad. It's really not. But, I mean, it does feel like a movie directed by Fred Durst. And plus, it has one of the best lines ever in all of film history, given by John Travolta, where he talks about Freddy Krueger chopping off their head, it rolling in the street and a truck driving over it, squishing it. That's great. So I would probably go with The Fanatic right now. I'd honestly rather rewatch The Fanatic than The Room. Like, The Room's fun to watch if you want to watch like the clips, but to watch the whole movie, it's not that enjoyable. Okay, the next one here. T600 Tiny Todd, great name. Come on. A new version of a character Leto already played. They're kicking a dead horse. Yeah, they sort of are. Seriously, John, why can't they just make 19 sequels to Master and Commander? I love me some Master and Commander. You want to talk about an underrated film everyone needs to go watch right now? Just stop watching this stupid live stream. Go watch Master and Commander right now, starring Russell Crowe, in one of the best sea epics of all time. Such a great movie based on a novel, actually a series of novels, and had Master and Commander been more profitable, yeah, that's why you never make movies on the water. They just cost so much. Just tell Kevin Costner will tell you that from his little endeavor with Waterworld. But yeah, Master and Commander, man, that is a good movie that takes place in like the 1800s. I love every second of that movie. It's so immersive, the atmosphere. I just wish they would have made more sequels to it. Go watch it, guys. Brandon Sellers, what are your thoughts on Gino Carano getting the boot from Disney? I talked about that a few minutes ago, probably maybe 15, 20 minutes ago. You know, it's Disney's right to fire whoever they want to. But, you know, it's sometimes, you know, like I said, sometimes as a celebrity, it's just like, is the tweet really worth your $1 million paycheck you were going to get? Like, I mean, what was that tweet going to do? What was it was it saving people? What was it doing? Was it opening up people's eyes? I mean, what was your goal? But also you could make the claim, you know, it's like in 2021, I mean, it's just like you see, this is what some people could say to this, and this is what they do. People can always flip the script and everything they do. You could almost say, oh, what, a woman in 2021 can't voice her own opinion on Twitter and she gets fired for it? And that makes Disney look like the bad guy if you just say it like that, doesn't it? Like, it takes away everything that she said, and then it flips the script. I always find that so interesting. Suppressing a woman's right to voice her opinions? Blasphemy. But I don't know. To be honest, I don't care. I mean, she's a millionaire voicing her opinions on Twitter. She'll be a millionaire tomorrow, even though she got fired. I don't care. It's just like I don't know why we do either. Rick LP. I plan to name my kids Cameron Poe and Castor Troy. That is phenomenal. I just hope they can eat a bone for hours. Or, I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about dogs. Your kids. I thought you were going to name your dogs Castor Troy and Cameron Poe. Okay, yes. Two great names from Nicolas Cage there. I would name my kid Cyrus the Virus. That's what I would name my kid. name your kid Cyrus the Virus and your one kid Johnny 23. If you've seen Con Air, you'll get the references. By the way, we have 420 viewers right now. Yay! Thanks for watching, guys. It means a lot. Chris R. Hey, John. What is your favorite TikTok dance, and can you do it right now on stream? Yeah, I can, actually. Hang on. Actually, there's a song that plays on TikTok all the time. and I love it. It's the catchiest thing I've ever heard, and I'm scared to play it right now because I'll probably get demonetized, but I will play about 5 seconds of it for you because I'm not afraid of anyone. I like that. For some odd reason, that relaxes me. All right, let's go to the next. Oh, do you want me to dance to it? I don't have the thighs for that. I'm sorry. But by the way, I am on TikTok, guys. If you guys want to follow the Flick Pick on TikTok, I do post videos occasionally. Which, interesting enough, I like TikTok because it's like the condensed, I have no attention span version of YouTube. I posted a hole that I made at my desk with my controller because I get very angry when I play video games. And that one TikTok video got like 120,000 or 110,000 views in like 3 days. It's crazy over there. It's crazy. Be Right 92. Have you ever watched the 1999 Jean-Claude Van Damme movie Inferno? I have not. There's a lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme movies I haven't watched, but I do enjoy Lionheart. It's free to watch on Prime Video and was directed by John G. Avildsen, who did Karate Kid 1 through 3 and Rocky 1 through 5. Also has Pat Morita and Danny Trejo. Batshit crazy and fun movie. Interesting. Okay. I did not know the director of Karate Kid and Rocky directed a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Huh. I might look into this now. Thank you for letting me know. Inferno. I'll check it out. I'll give it a watch. Leighton. Hey, John. Any way you can make an updated top 20 movies video? Yeah, I do plan on it. I've been working on that list for like 5 months now. I've like, there's like 10 movies I know that are going to be in there, but there's like 10 other movies I'm like, I second guess myself on, but I will do that video. That's like my next big video to do. That won't be like a topical video. But yeah, I do plan on doing it. It's odd. It's odd enough. Like my favorite movie, that was my number one spot in my previous top 20 movies of all time. I don't even know if it's going to be in my top 20 again, which is odd. Like that makes me question who I am as a person now. Taylor Goodwin, please keep doing them late at night. Yeah, I probably won't always do live streams during the day. What I want to do is 2 live streams a week. I will probably do one later at night, around like 8 or 9, and then the other one will be around like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But this one seems to be doing well. I mean, there's a lot of you guys are watching and commenting, so it's kind of working out. But I am sort of I like the late night live streams. They feel a little more seedy to me, a little more sultry. There's just something about talking with the sun out right now. I don't know. It just feels, I don't know. It doesn't feel the same. Luke O'Neill. I've seen The Exorcist 167 times. It gets funnier every time. Yeah, it's a good time when she spins her head around and pukes on the floor. That's a great time, I tell you. You got to watch it with the family. The greatest line, your mother something in hell. Yeah, that's always a good one too. Michael Parton. Do you think Bloodshot really needs a sequel? I don't think Bloodshot needed anything in the first place. Like, what a lackluster like reach by Vin Diesel to star in any like past property that existed relating to comic books. No, I don't think it needs anything. They're actually making a sequel to it? To Bloodshot? Bloodshot, to me, at best felt like a made-for-Netflix movie of the week. But whatever. Whoever wants to waste their money producing that, go for it. Landon Thompson. Hey, John, which horror films from the 80s or 90s are genuinely scary to you? I'd say more so in the 80s for me. There's something about the 80s just vibe and atmosphere of like horror films and slasher flicks that just added a little bit. There was just something about them that just felt eerier and creepier to me. Just they were more bizarre, I guess you could say. But for me, it's always been the Nightmare on Elm Street films that just always scared the shit out of me ever since I was a kid. And that's what I always grew up watching. Like my 3 older sisters, they were like addicted to the Nightmare on Elm Street films. So I remember always like watching them on VHS and it was always late at night. And like, I remember just being terrified to go to sleep that night. And I remember one time I actually took the steak knife from our kitchen to bed with me, and my mom found the knife in my bed like a day or two later and really questioned me as a child and thought I needed counseling. That's a true story. I guess I just now remember that for the first time ever. Oh, I suppressed that deep down inside. But with all that said, yeah, the first Nightmare on Elm Street always scared me. Like, it was so eerie and some of the scenes that took place in the boiler room with Nancy and the POV shots of like her point of view going around the corners of the boiler room, that always terrified me. And that's why I'm afraid of like pipes and steam to this day. If I walk into like a hallway that has pipes and any amount of steam coming from it, I don't go down that hallway. I'm sorry. Let's go to the next question. Jeffrey Simpkins. Bruh, I'm on my lunch break. It's 12:30 p.m. Just making tacos. Thanks for going live. Well, hope you enjoy those tacos. Actually, tacos sound delicious right now. I'll tell you the one thing. I don't cook, but when I do, the one thing I make are tacos. I make like a 5-day supply of tacos. Delicious. They never get old. They have every food group in one tortilla shell. Oh, so good. So good. Well, thanks for watching, Jeffrey. G Money X. Thanks for the super chat, man. No question though. Nathan 420. How do you think they should introduce Miles Morales into the MCU, and should he get his own trilogy? I think, you know what I think? If Disney played their cards right, they could really do something amazing here. And I'll tell you, I'm just making this up off the top of my head because you asked the question. If in one of the Spider-Man sequels, somehow they had like a scene with Miles Morales where he comes in with, and right now they're actually denying Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in the new Spider movie. But anyway, if they did like the Spider-Verse of things and they cast Miles Morales with a great actor who has a lot of long-term potential, and they introduced him for the first time ever in the new Spider-Man movie where he shows up for 5 minutes, whatever you want. And then what they could do with Miles Morales' version of Spider-Man is they could make a really good Disney Plus series out of it. So you could give Tom Holland the Spider-Man movies, but you could give Miles Morales the Spider-Man series. And Disney Plus knows how to make a really good series, man. I mean, look at The Mandalorian. So if they took it and they give it like a nice, good, juicy budget, and you can make a really good Spider-Man series on Netflix and have that Miles Morales be like the main character of that, and have Peter Parker be the main star of the movies. Just a thought. That's what I would do. And now Disney, you owe me $1.5 million in producer fees for that idea. Thank you. The next one here. Lone Tiger. What up, John? I prefer late night streams, but this is a pleasant surprise. Well, thank you for that. There's nothing wrong with celebrities expressing their beliefs, especially if they're saying the truth. This issue comes from they say clear BS or spread misinformation like Gina. You know, the thing is, like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. In a very finicky society, there's some topics, it's just like, sometimes it's best left like in another platform to mention certain things at certain times. There's a time and a place for everything, isn't there? Now, I'm all about freedom of speech. I feel like you should be able to say whatever you want as long as it doesn't endanger anything or it's not weird and creepy and you know, I think you should be able to say whatever you want, and that shouldn't play a part in playing a character in a TV show. And the weird thing is, like, it's like most people who get offended about certain things, and now I'm not condoning what she did. I'm not saying it was right or wrong, but what I'm saying is, like, these are just people played to play characters on TV. Like, I feel like we're overthinking everything, and it's exhausting to even talk about it anymore. I don't really care. I mean, they're all millionaires. I'm poor. Why do I give a shit? I don't. So... But, you know, with that said, I'm a guy who talks about movies on YouTube. If I started talking about the Holocaust and shit on Twitter, like, why is my opinion, like, well, who cares what I say? I don't know. So that's why I probably wouldn't. Okay. Rando Commando 41. Who's your favorite new upcoming actor and actress? I would say Tom Holland. Tom Holland, I think, is a great actor, likability. He's has charisma. But the thing with Tom Holland is he is starring in every single movie coming out for the next 10 years. Like, they just decided, you know what? Tom Holland. That's who you cast in every role for the next 12 years in Hollywood. So I don't know if that's a good thing. Maybe we might get tired of seeing him, but he's a really likable actor that has a lot of range, I feel like. And Tom Holland's one of my favorite. I think, like, give him like 10 more years and let him age up a little bit, and the roles that he can play will be phenomenal. Like, I could see him being like sort of like the next Leonardo DiCaprio down the road when he gets a little bit older, as far as Tom Holland goes. And as far as actress goes, maybe Anya Taylor-Joy, I would say, is probably one of my favorite actresses right now. Though I'm not looking forward to the Furiosa prequel movie. Unfortunately, I'm not. I hope it's good, but it's not a story I feel like we need. All right, the next one here. Fidel Reyes, or it's Fidel Reyes. I always mispronounce it. I'm sorry. John, are you going to get the Dread 4K Steelbook? Maybe I will. I'm going to try to request it from the studio to try to get and do like a review copy for you guys. But yeah, it looks really cool. Dread's a kick-ass movie, man. And hey, why isn't that getting, like, Dread should be a series. Like, why doesn't HBO Max? I'm fairly certain they own the rights to Dread, right? Or do they? No, Lionsgate. Didn't Lionsgate put that out? Who owns the rights to Dread? I know it's DC. I would imagine. Yeah, who owns? Anyway, I could see that being like a really good HBO Max series. Taylor Goodwin, but yeah, I'll try to get the Steelbook eventually. Taylor Goodwin. Every Christopher Walken impression always starts with that was great. Laughed my ass off. Yeah, I that's the only way I know how to start a Christopher Walken impression. I have to say I don't know why. It's how I warm up for it. What is what? Do you have any tips for staying motivated in the gym when starting out? Yeah, okay. So I can give you tips for staying motivated in the gym when starting out. But staying motivated for the gym 8 years after you start working out, now that's another story, and that's where I'm at right now. Do you have any motivational tips for me? But starting out, man, see, you know why? I got bored of it because I felt like my pinnacle, and then I was like, I did it. Like, I don't need this anymore. And then I just went, but starting out, you got to ask yourself, why are you working out? Is it to get bigger? Is it to pick up girls? Is it to be physically stronger, more imposing, or is it all of the above? And as far as like getting motivated, you got to reach that goal. My goal was I'm going to work out every day until I pop, like until I look like I'm about to pop. That's when I know I've done it. But as far as motivation goes, you just got to download really cool, awesome, like music, like epic music, make like a playlist of that and always keep it fresh and like use that as the soundtrack to your workout. So you go into the gym, and when this music plays, like, okay, I'm going to do curls. When this song hits, I'm going to do squats. When this song hits, I'm going to do bench press. And that's how I always kind of like, always had a playlist, and I would make sure like my routine coincided with the playlist. And I felt like, like some days I listen to Hans Zimmer and I felt like I was in the new Batman movie or something. I wasn't saving Gotham. I was just curling dumbbells. But nevertheless, you got to kind of put yourself in that mindset when you're in the gym. And yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do, man. And sometimes it's fun to go into the gym and like compare yourself with someone that has like a physique that you want to obtain one day, and just watch what they're doing and kind of like copy it and duplicate it. But yeah, just gotta have fun with it. Just JDD24. Did you ever watch Honeymoon in Vegas? I know you'll love it. Dude, I want to. It's not playing on any streaming service right now that I could see. I have it on my list to watch because you sold me originally. It's a Nicolas Cage movie I've never seen. And yes, I will watch Honeymoon in Vegas eventually. I just need to find it somewhere. Joe Mama, I like that. So Family Video is closing here in OKC. Is physical media dying? Will streaming services just continue to raise prices? Is physical media dying? I think I think physical media will become stagnant. I think it'll always be there for the people who want it, but I can see the selection slowly dying, because I feel like what they're doing right now is studios are like, okay, we're going to get every old catalog movie out on 4K. We're going to double dip as much as we can. And going forward, every new movie will probably hit 4K, right? But the question is, will we have such a wide selection down the road? I don't know. It's dying out. I mean, you can go into any Best Buy or the majority of stores, and you can see the selection dwindling. It used to go into Best Buy, and there was like 5 aisles dedicated to like movies, and now it's like 2. Eventually, it might be 1. So yeah, it's sort of dying. But the odd thing is, when it comes to like physical media and 4K movies and stuff, the price point has been the same for like 8 years. Why is it like new movies are still always $22 or whatever? Like, they're always the same price. I don't know why they're not cheaper. Like, it's been the same price for that long. I don't know. It's like the same technology, the same price for almost a decade, which is interesting to me. But no, I think it'll always have a place, or at least I hope it does. I mean, when I truly want to watch a good movie, I have to watch it on 4K. That's like the only way. Michael Parton, what are some of your favorite Broadway musicals, and would you like to see adaptations of? Well, when it comes to one genre, I'd say musicals are my least favorite. And now there's some Broadway plays I always thought were kind of cool and interesting. I would like to see, but never did. But I mean, the one musical I saw that was a Broadway musical, but I saw off Broadway, was The Lion King. I always wanted to see the Spider-Man musical too. I heard that was sort of a disaster, at least when they were trying to create it and make it come to fruition. But the Spider-Man musical, which no one talks about that. I always wanted to see that as well. The next one, Watchtower Studios. Watch Batman and Robin again with George Clooney plays Batman in Nolan movies. Also, I saw you commented on the Godzilla 2014 teaser a week ago. Yeah, I think the Godzilla 2014 teaser is one of the best teaser trailers ever made. I mean, the atmospheric vibe of it, the tone, the visuals. And then we got the movie, and it wasn't as good as the teaser trailer. As far as George Clooney being in the Nolan movies, that's something that nightmares are made out of. Point Break remake sucks. I watched Empire's New Groove and Atlantis, The Lost Empire 2, two underrated Disney movies in a row. I have not seen the Emperor's New Groove probably since it came out, and I never saw the sequel to Atlantis. I saw the first Atlantis, voiced by Michael J. Fox. Sort of one of my least favorite animated Disney movies, I would say. Not one of my favorites. Rub Some Dirt in Your Eye. Well, that's a good name. What would be your favorite actor-director combo that have never worked together before? Mine personally would be Daniel Day-Lewis and Tarantino. It'll probably never happen, but would be awesome. You kind of sold me right there. Yeah, I was just thinking about Daniel Day-Lewis today, oddly enough. I don't know why. You know what? I was actually thinking about where his accent comes from There Will Be Blood. You drink my milkshake. Say it now, Eli. Say it now. Say you're a false prophet. Let me hear you say it. Come on now. Drainage. I love that shit. Yeah, and I think Daniel Day-Lewis, though he sort of is really picky with his roles that he chooses, but I would love to see him in a Tarantino film. I actually think originally, and I could be mistaken, but I believe he was in the running or consideration to be in Pulp Fiction as the character of Vincent. I feel like that was a consideration, but it never happened. I don't know why. So, little flick fact for you. Uh, Caleb Eisenhuth. Thoughts on Chris Hemsworth as Hulk Hogan? Okay, good casting choice. I like Chris Hemsworth, and I can't think of another actor who could physically play Hulk Hogan. I really can't. Now, from a guy who worked out for many years, I look at his physical attributes, and he is getting in shape. Chris Hemsworth is juicing good. He's getting big. The only problem is he has so much muscle mass, but he's almost too lean. And I hope that when it comes to actually filming the Hulk Hogan movie, he puts on a shit ton of body fat on top of that muscle to give him that true Hulk Hogan look, because Hulk Hogan was never that lean and that muscular at the same time. He was always sort of a little bit bulky looking with some body fat. And I know that's being really picky, I guess you could say, but I hope that maybe he does that a little bit. Like, he needs to increase the carb intake and gain some body fat. He needs to bulk, as they would say. But yeah, I can't think of another actor who would fit the role. Art Vandalay. Hey, my friend, please add all my friends. Wait. Hey, my friend, please add All My Friends Are Dead to your watch list. It's a Netflix original. Have you heard of it? I have heard of it. I will add it to my watch list. All of your friends are dead. I will add it. I will at least watch the trailer and see if I like it. Ghost Whisperer of the Night. Hey, John. One very underrated Tom Hardy movie that no one talks about is Lawless. I like that time period. I like that time period. I like that time period as well. The bootleggers and stuff like that. Also it has what's his face in it? Optimus. Why can I not remember his name all of a sudden? My mind always goes blank when I do these live streams. I was gonna say Sam Witwicky. Someone remind me of this kid's name. Anyway, I've seen it once. It was okay. I don't think I'd ever watch it again. But I do like that time period as well. All right, let's go to the next one here. Tony Hunt. John, keep up the good streams, man. By the way, what is your favorite cinema memory from back in the day watching with your old man? You, sir, are the governor. God, I'll take it. Thank you. Favorite memory from back in the day with my father, Shia LaBeouf. Good God, why could I not remember? It's hard to remember the name Shia LaBeouf. Like, you don't say that anywhere else in life. Shia LaBeouf. You don't. Some names are just so hard to remember. All right, yes, Shia LaBeouf. Yes. Favorite memory from back in the day, going to see movies with so backstory on me. My parents were divorced, and every weekend I'd go hang out with my dad. And we'd always go see whatever new movie came out that week. And my parents were never, what can you say, conservative with me as a child. You know, they exposed me to a lot of crazy things. And anytime, like, if it was an NC-17 movie and my dad wanted to see it, guess what? I'm tagging along and we're getting popcorn. Yeah, I remember going to see, I saw so many great movies. I mean, I can remember seeing The Lion King in theaters with my dad, and I remember him really liking it, talking about like the animation and how vivid it was. I remember that. That's just, I have plenty of more, but that's like my earliest memory, I think. But I also remember the time we went to go see the underrated Disney classic Blank Check, and I remember like his car broke down on the way, and we had to like. He's like, well, I could call a tow truck, or we could just walk like a mile to the movie theater and see the movie and worry about it later. And I was like, let's do that. And we did. We walked to the movie theater and saw Blank Check, and it was fun. I liked it. Lone Tiger. It's supposed to snow in Houston on Monday. Any ideas on what to film in the snow? Well, where I live right now in Columbus, Ohio, it's a blizzard every day of the week. I mean, every day it snows. It's miserable. It's cold. It's frigid. I hate every second of it. It gets all over my car. It's coarse. It's rough, and it gets everywhere. And I hate it. And I hate waking up in the morning, going out to my car, and cleaning off the snow off the windshield. I just think there's got to be a better way, and I think that better way is called a garage, which I'm so jealous of. But what to do in the snow? I don't know. Make a snowman, go sledding, and call it a day. Because I don't know. I've lived in snow my whole life. I guess I'm just over it at this point. I'd much rather lay on a sandy beach with a blue ocean beside me. Wild Hog 84. Are you looking forward to the Mighty Ducks reboot, restart? Also, what is the best scene in the first Mighty Ducks movie? I mean, anything with Emilio Estevez in the first Mighty Ducks movie is good. I think that's fine to reboot the Mighty Ducks. Aren't they supposed to make like a Disney Plus series out of it? That's fine by me. I mean, that sounds good to me. I would say my favorite scene in the first Mighty Ducks movie, I always liked when the one kid scares off the bullies, and they always do like the voiceover. Hey, you guys, what are you doing? Like they do that voice for him. I always enjoyed that. It's knuckle puck time. Yeah. Caleb Eisenhuth. When I watched Master Commander, I had the same reaction as when I watched Dread. I never heard of it, and then it floored me. Both need sequels. Master and Commander will probably never get a sequel, unfortunately, as much as I pray and hope every night that happens. Dread could happen. I could see them making another Dread movie for like $30+ million. And that's the kind of movie Hollywood should be focusing on. Like, with everything going on right now, they should be focusing on making like really good $30 million movies rather than these $200 million movies that don't really have a place to go to make their money back. So, I would like to see both those made. Luke O'Neill. Do more early streams for us UK folks so we can watch them? Yeah, that's fine by me. But every time I check my statistics on YouTube, like 10% of my, like 8.8% of my audience live in the UK. So if you guys show up for it, I will. But it just, I don't know. The earlier I talk about movies, the less like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Like I said, this one's going well, so I'm open to anything. Also, the Exorcist quote was from Beetlejuice. How did you forget? I'll forgive you. It's okay. I'm sorry. Hey, come on down here. Hey, come here. That's my Beetlejuice impression. Max Neugenbauer. Yeah, okay, yes, you're right. Yeah. Seen Exorcist 128 times, gets better every time. Yeah, okay. I recall now. I thought you were saying that. I can't. Listen, guys, I'm just one guy in a room talking about movies on YouTube. I don't have a computer chip in my head connected to IMDb right now. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Max Neugenbauer. Grade for the little things. Probably a D. And I'm not trying to be cynical, overly cynical. I truly think The Little Things is a D movie. I really do. Based on all the reasons I've given over the last 5 live streams. Just such a waste of potential and talent. And like, they had a good idea. Like, the concept behind everything. Like, if you told me the concept, I'd be like, ooh, that sounds interesting. But then the execution, not so much. Age of the Keyboard Warrior. Do you think I can finish these 3 tall boys in under an hour? I hope so. I'm going to finish this tall boy right now. This is my water laced with a little pre-workout. You guys know I like to get all jacked up when I talk about movies. Wild Hog 84. These stream times are friendly to your UK fan base. Thanks, John. Well, I hope they're friendly to most people who aren't night dwellers like myself. But yeah, nevertheless, guys, thanks for watching. I know a lot of people on YouTube do live streams during the day, and I always came across them, and I'm like, who has time to watch these for 3 hours, like during the middle of a weekday? Like during right now, during a global pandemic, I guess a lot of people do, which is the one benefit of everything happening. But generally speaking, not so much. But yeah, I'm not opposed to doing these earlier from now on, occasionally. Robert Kopp, I wanted to say RoboCop there. 8mm is real greasy. Had to shower after watching it. Absolutely. If you've never seen 8mm starring Nicolas Cage, where the antagonist's name is The Machine, go watch it now. It's a dark, seedy film. I don't recommend watching it with the family, but do watch it on a cold, rainy, bleak night when you're feeling a little bit depressed about who you are and what you're doing in life. It will change everything for the worst. I highly recommend it. Let's go to the next question. All right. The next one comes from Claudio Rogajan. Watching The Mummy right now. Still a ton of fun. I love The Mummy, man. The sequel's okay too, and The Scorpion King, it's like a big B movie, but I enjoy it. I was laughing early on, though, because you can see the pixels on his face in the sand. Well, in all fairness, maybe those weren't pixels. Those were just sand particles. But yeah, the face in the sandstorm in The Mummy almost looks like, it looks like you can find a Snapchat filter that looks 10,000 times better. And it's like technology it's scary. But you know what? The Mummy is so fun. You don't notice those things, though. You don't notice the shortcomings of the movie. Fidel Reyes or Fidel, either way. Can I say Fidel? I'm going to say Fidel. Fast and Furious was supposed to be Point Break with cars for Paul Walker. What the F happened? It should have ended with Fast 5 or 7. The last one was so melodramatic garbage. I don't disagree with what you said there. No, I don't. I haven't really liked any Fast and Furious film after Fast 5. I thought Fast 5 was a great blend. Like they kept a great balance there. Like everyone became superheroes, but you still cared about what they were doing. And then after that, it's just like, they're like, you know what? Let's see what we can get away with. And they kept doing that and doing that and doing it. And oddly enough, the movies kept making more and more money, which makes me question society's taste in everything. But yeah, I've always enjoyed the first Fast and Furious movie. I always enjoyed how like they were stealing VCRs. And then they went from stealing VCRs to being superheroes, doing backflips in cars across canyons. It's crazy. 1.21 gigawatts. Gina Carano is a babe, John. Come on, man. Yeah, she looks like a physically imposing woman. What do you want me to say? I don't know what more you want me to say with that. I agree. T600 Tiny Todd. Did you catch the Edward Scissorhands commercial during the Super Bowl? Genius. I did not. I heard about it. I saw a screenshot of it. Never watched it. I didn't watch any of the Super Bowl. I think I watched. I saw like 5 minutes of the weekend thing, and I was like, what happened to his face? But yeah, I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I didn't like the Super Bowl halftime show, but I didn't watch the game. I just didn't have any interest in it. Bedri Sagava. Johnny planning on getting kids? Are they going to be mine, or do I just abduct them from some random place? Not anytime soon, I can say. Which movies are you going to force upon them? Have you seen Barry already? Which actress has the best butt besides Cap? I think that's the best question I've ever received on the live stream. Which actress has the best butt besides Cap? That's great, man. I don't know. I don't know if you can top America's ass. I don't know. I mean, I do have an answer for that question, but I don't want to sound like a sexist pig. But I will answer it because I'm not afraid of anything or anyone. I always remember the scene in the film Entrapment starring Sean Connery with Catherine Zeta-Jones where she's training to go under the laser wires. Ever since I was a kid, that stuck in my brain. And which movies do I force upon my children? I just hope one day when I do have kids that they're normal, they're not self-entitled, and they can take a joke. Now, if all that said, I will be happy. But if they also like movies on top of that, that's a bonus. I would like to it's going to be weird because like some of the movies I like, I feel like it would be normal for my kids not to like. Like if they didn't like American Psycho, I would understand. It'd probably be the healthiest thing. but I'd hope they understood the humor. And that's how I want to raise my kids. I want my kids to understand the dark humor in films like American Psycho or Nightcrawler. But I hope they enjoy movies I hope they enjoy the beauty of films like The Shawshank Redemption. I hope they enjoy like The Dark Knight. I hope they get it. I think I answered your question there. Unhip Sleek Productions. Hi, John. How are you? I'm doing good, man. How are you? How's life? Have you revisited The Mask of Zorro yet? I have not seen The Mask of Zorro in a long time. I know they're remaking that, or there was some kind of weird thing they were mixing together. Wasn't Tarantino supposed to make a new Western movie with the character of Zorro in it? What's happening with that? Anyway. But I haven't watched the originals in a long time. It has actual stunt work, truly charismatic actors, which I know you like. And speaking of Catherine Zeta-Jones, or no, that wasn't Catherine Zeta-Jones. That was the other actress, Dusk Till Dawn, Selma Hayek. Wasn't she in the first Zorro movie? Or was it Catherine Zeta-Jones? Wow, they're both completely blending together right now. Somebody let me know. But anyway, yeah, I'll go back and watch it eventually. I think it's on 4K, right? Luke O'Neill, UK folks can't wait. Justice League JL as we don't have HBO Max. Oh, you UK folks can't wait. Justice League. You guys don't have HBO Max in the UK? Huh, interesting. Wow. Yeah, I guess you don't. Maybe why don't you guys have HBO Max in the UK? It's just like it's like a website. It's like a streaming service. You should be able to just download it. Like, why is that not available to you guys? I'd like to know the answers to this. Well, I guess you can always illegally watch the Justice League somewhere on the internet. Christopher Butcher. The thing about the Star Wars situation is that if they can silence someone, they can silence anyone. A scary rabbit hole, regardless of politics. Well, this is nothing new. This is nothing new. The thing is, if you decide to work with Disney is a family-oriented company, and you put controversial things out and you're a public figure, they don't like that. And so I get it. I do. I do get it. But also, they're a company that can hire and fire who they want. What can you do? The thing about social media is, even if you make a completely valid factual point, if everything you're saying is completely true, but the truth is offensive, then you've offended people, and that's all they see. That's all they feel. They don't feel the truth. They just feel offended. So that's where we're at in society. So, you got to be smart about what you do on social media, I suppose. I'm not, but if I was more famous, I probably would be. All right, you guys are killing it with the questions. I'm like, how far behind am I? I'm like 20 minutes behind, so I'm going to hurry up and try to answer these a little bit quicker, but I like to give you guys good answers. Luke O'Neill. Have you seen City of God? Great Ford film. Yes, I have seen City of God. Not in a long time. Everyone keeps telling me to go back and rewatch it, and I need to go back and rewatch it with like new eyes, because when I watched it, I think I watched it like a little bit too early for my mental capacity, maybe. Alejandro Ortiz. Why are you live so early, John? Not normal. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I just felt like doing it, man. I just felt like going live, talking to you guys. I was going to try it out, see how it went, and it's going pretty well right now. So we'll see if I do another, maybe like once a week, do this time slot, and then maybe later, like in the week, do a little bit later. So we'll see. I like to keep it fresh. Point Break remake sucks. Who will play in a John Flickinger biopic with Amber? Well, since the guy is starring in every movie coming out, Tom Holland. I think Tom Holland could play me. You guys, I think Tom Holland could do it. I could see it. I could see Tom Holland playing John Flickinger. Now, if Leonardo DiCaprio was like in his 20s, I would say Leonardo DiCaprio. But I'll go with Tom Holland for right now. Who would play Amber? I don't know. That's a good question. Chloe Grace Moretz. I don't know. The next one. Jason Black. Hey, John. Seemed like no one ever talks about Ghost, one of my favorite movies and Swayze's greatest acting performance. Your thoughts? Dude, I love me some Ghost. What I do for just one more drag. I love it. It's a great concept with Whoopi Goldberg. Great movie. Probably, I think, Swayze's best acting performance. I would agree. And my dad always sort of had a Patrick Swayze look to him. So the movie always sort of reminds me of him. It's a great movie. Great movie, Ghost. So sad. So sad. And the music, the soundtrack with Demi Moore and her like little boy haircut. I love it. Amaray M, who's a YouTube member, thanks for joining me. Nick Cage needs to play you. I'll take that as well. We just need a younger Nick Cage. I feel like he's a little too old for the role. Okay. Christopher Butcher. Also, thank you, John, for the live streams. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys are just watching right now, thank you. I do appreciate it. It does mean a lot, so thank you for that. And since I have you here, I'm going to ask for a big favor. Just give the video a like. Give it a thumbs up. Push that stupid thumbs up button right now, just for 1 second. Put it to the man. Don't silence my voice. Let them know. Let the YouTube algorithm know you're here, you're happy, and you want to give it a thumbs up. Just do it. If not, it's okay. They've kept us a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. They've kept a lot of us going through the last crazy year. Yeah, the live streams for me are just like something to hang out, do something with you guys once a week, because a lot of people still aren't leaving their house. So if you can't leave your house, well, invite me in and we'll talk about movies and some other weird shit. So thank you. I like to think if you're seeing me, you're having either the worst or the best day of your life. Josh Coffey, thought on Robert Pattinson beefing with Matt Reeves. I've heard some rumors of that. I don't know if that's true. Any more movie news articles, they'll take something like, what could have happened? Robert Pattinson could have said, you know what? Let's try this scene a different way. And someone overheard that, and now they reported to some third-rate movie news website that likes to do, they have intrusive ads all over the place, and then they took it and they blew up the story and ran with it. Who knows anymore? I don't give a shit. Just make the movie and make it good. I don't care if they get into a fist fight on set. Just make the movie. I want to see it. Caleb Eisenhuth, been working out for years now, and I go through times of motivation and relaxation. You have a fine balance, so don't get burned out and quit. Yeah, I took off, honestly, in the last year, gosh, I would say in the last 2 years, I have probably had 30 solid workouts. That's the truth. And I remember I used to go to the gym every day for 2 hours at least. So yeah, it's sometimes you just, what it is. Sometimes I'll use the Dark Knight trilogy as a metaphor right now. And right now where I'm at is I'm down in that well. I'm down in that pit. And I need to crawl out of that pit and save Gotham City. And then subsequently, I sacrifice my life. But before we do that, I'm going to crawl out of that pit and come back to form. So right now, just pretend like in life, I'm in that pit, sort of, watching my city being burned to ashes. That's where I'm at right now. All right, let's go to the next one. Jordan, have you seen the South Korean vampire movie called Thirst? No, many people have recommended that. I have not seen it. It was made by the director of Old Boy and stars the dad from Parasite. Dude, yeah, I'm already sold on watching it. Let me write this down on something. Thirst movie. Okay, I wrote it down. Okay, I'll watch it. Jack Lame. Psychologists say that moving houses cause the same amount of psychological trauma as loving a loved one. So I feel at this point you must be like Ivan Drago at this point. If they die, they die. Did you mean losing a loved one? Moving, I moved 7 or 8 times in the last 8 years. So that's a lot of trauma. Sometimes it's okay and exciting, but it sucks every time. It's such a physical, daunting, tedious process. Like, you pick up everything that you own, you put it in the back of a truck, you drive it somewhere, you unload it and you put it there. And sometimes I just think about like burning my house down and selling, like keeping like 5 things I like and burning everything else down, and then illegally collecting the insurance money on it. I mean, I've thought about that a few times because moving is it's so awful. Don't do that. That would be called arson. Don't do that. Johnny. Sup, Johnny boy? Just watched Collateral for the 400th time. An underrated scene is when they're in the jazz club talking about Miles Davis. So well written. Yeah, that's a great scene, and that's a scene I've come to appreciate more because the first time I saw it in theaters, I thought that was like the slowest scene of the entire movie. I was like, wow, we're really focused on jazz here, aren't we? Let's keep going. I want to see Jamie Foxx do some stuff. But yeah, it's one of those scenes I enjoyed like the second or third time I watched the movie a little bit more because the movie kind of did need that breathing room for a second. But Collateral is such a damn good movie. I kind of feel like watching it right now in 4K. Lone Tiger. I have a gut feeling that we'll see Steve Rogers in Black Widow. I would say that's more than a gut feeling if I had to guess. I want to see what he went through between Civil War and Infinity War, which the bearded and isolated look. What about you? Yeah, I definitely think he'll be in the movie at some point. For how long, for how much time, I don't know. But I think we'll see a few cameos, to say the least, in that film. And I hope maybe it'll be like a one shot of him like doing something. But I would like to see him once again. Sure. I just like to see the movie. Is it ever coming out? Do you think that new release date will actually happen? I don't. All right. The next one, Ghost Whisperers of the Night. A Steven Spielberg movie that I really like and hope the re-release is The Terminal with Tom Hanks. The scenes at the airport are the best. I've always really enjoyed The Terminal. Not one of the best Spielberg movies, but sort of an underrated Spielberg movie at the same time. I just like the scene where Tom Hanks' character is in the airport and he's eating like saltine crackers with ketchup. it's so great. And I always think of that movie when I'm walking through an airport. Marcel Patterson, WWE or AEW? Right. I'm not a huge fan of AEW. I've watched some of it. I've went to one of the live shows. I've always been more of a, I mean, I'm more of a WWE guy through and through. I'm more of a WWF guy if you want to get technical. But if I had to pick WWE, but not recently, I don't really watch it anymore. I just listen to the podcasts and things like that. D. Garcia, what are your PC specs, John? Well, DC Garcia, yeah, I did recently get into like PC gaming, and then really what I needed was a good PC to do video editing, graphic design stuff, and that's why I went with like the PC gaming setup because they have great graphics cards. So my PC, I have a 2080 Super graphics card. I have an i7. It's water cooled. And I have 32 gigs of RAM. It originally came with 16, but that's not enough. I needed 32. It made me feel better about my life. As far as the power supply, I think it's a 750 watt something. It's got for RGB fans in it. It's got all kinds of RGB lights and bullshit in it. But yeah, that's the overall specs of it. Works pretty good. I like it thus far. I like things with RGB lights, as you can tell. Jack Malloy. Hey John, hope you're doing well. I just wanted to let you know if you ever have seen the TV show Oz with J.K. Simmons. Yes, I have seen the show Oz with J.K. Simmons, where he plays a white supremacist who takes advantage of weaker men. Yes, I have seen Oz, and let me tell you a story about Oz. I first started watching Oz, the series, back when it premiered on HBO. What was that, 1997? 97? And I watched that as a kid, and I was so into it. And I was like, I'm never going to prison. Ever. So, yeah, I have seen it. Azim the Dream Reviews. John, which one of these is the best to watch with the family, Don John or American Psycho? Also, would you trust Christopher Nolan directing Batman and Robin? Oh, my nose itches. Something about Batman and Robin makes my nose itch. I think Don John would be the easier movie to watch with the family. Because overall, it does have the levity and the comedy. And yeah, it does focus on, like, you know, the visual aspect of things. But outside of that, I think, by the way, speaking of Don John, I saw that in the theater. And right after the, like, intro of the movie, a couple got up and left. I was like, I thought that was great. But I'd probably rather watch Don John with my family. The scene where Patrick Bateman's, he's just like, don't look at it, eat it. You know, I don't think I could watch that scene with my family as a kid. Skateboarding versus movies. Pick one: bigger dill pickle or enormous balls. I don't know, man. I guess the pickle. I don't know. Maybe a carrot with a little bit of blue cheese. What are we talking about? I don't know. Luke O'Neill. We don't have HBO Max for some reason, but apparently we will get the Justice League in some other way. Probably the internet will have spoiled it for us. Good job, Twitter. You got to avoid social media when new movies come out, man. You can't trust people nowadays. But yeah, I'm sure Justice League will probably be on some kind of VOD service in countries that don't have HBO Max. So, is it coming out the same day though, or are they delaying it? Starfish Films. Thanks for the super chat, man. Roberto Jordan. Glad I caught the early live today. Hope you and Amber have been avoiding the COVID and haven't gotten sick. Stay well, you legend. Well, thanks, man. And we're doing fine. Everyone's fine. And you gotta sanitize your hands. You can't let anyone sneeze in your mouth. All right. You got to take your vitamins. Vitamin D, vitamin C, but most importantly, and underappreciated is zinc. Take zinc. It's so beneficial to your immune system. And take a multi-day vitamin too. I take a lot of vitamins. But yeah, everyone's doing well. Thanks for that, man. Clyde Huh. Thanks for the super chat. You didn't ask a question, Clyde, but thanks nevertheless, man. Z White. I'm at work right now. Glad headphones are a thing. Am I right? What movies in your collection do you think you'll never watch again? You can never say never sometimes. I don't know. Maybe G.I. Joe. I just don't see myself ever physically putting in the movie G.I. Joe, but I own it on Blu-ray. I don't know why. And yeah, I'm glad you got your headphones on and keep them on. Unhip Sleep Productions. I love that we all have about 20 movies that define our lives. Some movies you just connect to on a deep level, and some become something more magical and mystical. Yeah, I mean, I made a video called Movies That Define Me once. I could probably make another video just like that. But yeah, there's so many movies that just encapsulate my personality presented on the big screen. And there's sometimes where I watch a movie where I'm like, I would love to meet the writer of that movie and truly question them, because we must be brothers from like another mother. because there are things that happen in movies. I'm just like, especially like the more psychotic movies, where I'm like, I want to know where that came from, because I feel like we shared the same life experience somehow, some way. But yeah, I agree. Oh, hi, Mark. Thoughts on the 80s film, Just One of the Guys? I is that, do I have that on Blu-ray? I think I have that on Blu-ray. I know for a fact I have it on DVD. I'm pretty sure I have that on Blu-ray back there. I'm fairly certain I do. I liked Just One of the Guys. Sort of a fun movie. Definitely an 80s movie that would never be made today. Just one of many. And that's why I love 80s movies. They were so unapologetic. They were not afraid to offend someone. They just made it. And one of the guys is that I always enjoyed the little brother from Just One of the Guys. He's hilarious. He's a pervert, but hilarious. And also it stars Billy Zabka from Cobra Kai. So, and he plays essentially the same character, Johnny Lawrence. Talk about typecasting. TB Reviews. What are some thoughts on Tron Legacy? I think it's super underrated, and some of the visuals are amazing. Art from CGI Jeff Bridges. Yeah, CG Jeff Bridges and Tron Legacy is terrible. I like the visual style of it. I like the camera work, I guess you could say. As far as the script goes, I feel like the movie ran out of steam after like the first 2 acts. I love the first like 35 minutes to the movie Tron Legacy. It's right after like they go to the dude's cave, Jeff Bridges' cave hideout. The movie really starts to suffer a little bit, and it's sort of like the movie blew their load really early on. Like they had the light cycle fight early on in the movie, and I was surprised by that. It felt like something that should have happened later on as like the climax, but never. I've always liked the way the movie looked. Like that's how I would like my life to look. Like most people want to live in Avatar. I want to live in Tron Legacy. like I'm getting there slowly but surely. All right. Programs. All right, let's go to the next question. Jack Malloy. Have you seen the show Community? I've seen a few episodes. Also, you love movies. You will probably like it. It also mentions Over the Top in an episode. Also, have you started WandaVision? I've seen the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. I know it gets better. I know the spoilers. I know the leaks. I know everything that happens. And I just do not feel like watching it. I don't know why. I just don't feel like watching WandaVision. There's something about shows that I know only exists in that character's head, and by the end of it they'll pan out of her like laying in a laboratory or somewhere laying on the ground, like envisioning this perfect life with vision that never happened because Thanos ripped the Infinity Stone out of his forehead. So something about that turns me off. I am curious to see how it ends. I know people like it. I don't know. I will say they definitely started off with like a terrible first episode. Like you don't even need to watch the first episode of WandaVision. You don't even need to watch it. You don't even need it. So maybe one day when I get bored enough, I'll catch up on it. Justin Emerson Richards, Batman and Superman, or The Quest for Peace. I'd much rather watch Batman what did I say? Batman and Superman? Batman and Robin or The Quest for Peace. I'd probably rather watch Batman and Robin. It's more entertaining. It flows better. Superman Quest for Peace, it just felt like a movie that didn't have enough money and it had no ideas. At least Batman and Robin has like Mr. Freeze saying shitty, quippy one-liners. Ghost Whisperer of the Night. In a Christopher Walken voice, John, do you know I'm also Wedding Crashers with Owen Wilson and Bradley Cooper? You want me to say that in a Christopher Walken voice? You know, I'm also in Wedding Crashes with Owen Wilson and Bradley Cooper. That's not a very good impression, I know. Yeah, the thing I always remember most from Wedding Crashers, which, by the way, I believe, aren't they making a sequel for some odd reason, was the line by the creepy kid, want to play tummy sticks? That's always great. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick 2 to 3 minute break, and then I'm going to come back and answer all of your questions. So if you guys have any questions in, or if you want to get any questions in right now to answer, I'll answer as many as I possibly humanly can. when I come back from the break. So I'll be back in just a few seconds. Don't go anywhere. Grab another refill of your popcorn. Put some more ice cubes in that delicious cold beverage of yours. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. And as a wise man once said, I'll be back. Hang on. There we go. And here we go. We're back. All right, guys. Well, that was a quick break, wasn't it? All right. The next one comes from, and by the way, guys, please, no more questions. Don't ask any more super chat questions or Streamlabs questions. I do appreciate them. I love them. They help so much. But don't ask anymore because I don't want you guys to put one in and I miss it and I feel like an asshole for not answering it. So no more questions right now. I will try to get as many answers out to you guys from the questions that you guys already put. So no more questions as of right now. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. Jaron Tailman 1. Have you seen Exodus with Christian Bale? By the way, both Bale and Kilmer have played Batman and Moses. Interesting. I guess you do make a point there. You're right. When did Kilmer play Moses? Anyway, yeah, I have seen Exodus. I did not like the movie. I thought it was really easily forgettable. And it's one of those movies like a swords and sandals type epic movie I want to like by Ridley Scott, and I wanted to like every second of it. And I just didn't. It just didn't connect. It was missing something. It felt too produced, overly produced. I have a review on YouTube. So if you really want my in-depth thoughts, just type in Exodus Flick Pick movie review or something. And we actually talked about that on the last podcast over on Patreon. So yeah, was not a fan of that movie at all. But it's the type of movie I want to like, but it just, the execution was not good. Jake Jones. Hey, John. Have you seen the TV show Vikings? No, I have not. I've heard good things. I've heard mixed things. Some people say it's good. Some people say it's okay. Overall, Vikings, the actual true life version of Vikings truly is interesting to me. Do you guys remember that one movie? I think it was called Pathfinder, where they had like Vikings in it, but they were like 9 feet tall monsters. Do you guys remember that movie? It's called Pathfinder, right? What a forgettable movie. I remember seeing that and I remembered almost nothing about it. Azim. I never said thank you. You respond in Edward Furlong's voice. I never said thank you. You want me to respond in Edward Furlong's voice? Like his modern day voice or his T2 kid voice? Is that Wolfie barking in the background? Easy money. Now promise me you're not going to kill anyone. You're welcome. I don't know. I love the young character John Connor. Chuck douchebag. Scott Dono. Did you see the Watchmen TV show? I never got into it. I don't feel like I'm missing much. Oddly enough, I like the movie Watchmen. The TV show just, I was a little taken back with the tone of it. What do you think? So I didn't see it. Also, what's a comic book you would love to see a similar adaptation of? Like a graphic novel I'd like to see brought to the big screen. I don't know. Like a lot of the great ones have already been done. I'll say this: the graphic novel, like Kick-Ass, is a graphic novel. I could see Kick-Ass. Now I love the first Kick-Ass movie, but I could see Kick-Ass being like a TV series. I could see that, and I would like to see that. That seems like a doable TV series that you could make. Kick-Ass the TV series. There. I'll say that. Skateboarding versus movies. If you were a serial killer, how would you kill people? What do you mean if? I don't know. Probably quickly and quietly as I could, and it would include a vat of acid. Undercover gamer. One movie for the rest of your life. What is it? Probably over the top. All right. Actually, you know what? That's a great question. So if I could pick one movie for the rest of my life, which movie would I pick and why? I actually think that question deserves a little thought. And off the top of my head, that's a hard answer to give. But if I really had to pick one, and you have to really think about this question, this has to encapsulate so many different things because this is the only movie you can watch for the rest of your meaningless life. But I want a movie that has a lot of variety. And what do I mean by that? I want some action. I want adventure. I want drama. I want good acting. I want a spectacle. I want to feel something. I want a movie that has all these different elements in one place. So would I want to watch like a depressing movie over and over, even though it's a good movie? I don't want to watch that over and over. And so I would want something that's fun with levity, but connects on so many different levels. And which movie would that be? I mean, it would have to be Over the Top, starring Sylvester Stallone from 1987, about a truck driver who wants to gain custody of his son. But how does he do that? Not through the legal process. No. Through the power of arm wrestling. That is the movie I would watch because it would always take me to my happy place. But if you want a real answer to that, maybe like Back to the Future Part 2. I feel like you get so many different things in that movie that make it well-rounded that would fulfill all of my needs throughout the rest of my life if I could only choose one movie. Maybe that. I hope I give you a good answer. That's all I have. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, that's the last question, I think. Okay. Please, no more questions, guys. Here's one more. Ismail Iqbal. Hey, John. Hope you're doing well. Have you seen the great 90s classic Ice Wallow? Oh, you fucking ass. I was like, this sounds like a great Norwegian film or something. What a dick. No. But I believe that's your mother's favorite film. And she's seen the sequel many times. All right, let's go to the next one. That was a great one, man. My girl, Steve Blanchett. My girlfriend wants me to convert my room into a basement into a red room from 50 Shades of Grey. I have not seen it. What am I getting myself into? Yeah, you just put some padding on the wall, some chains, some whips. It can also be like your gaming room and your 50 Shades of Grey room all in one, man. It'll be a good time. All right. Someone said if you could only pick one movie to watch for the rest of their life, they said Gladiator, Forrest Gump. Yeah, Forrest Gump is another one. Honestly, Forrest Gump or Gladiator I could be happy with as well. Forrest Gump more so. I think Forrest Gump gives you so much variety in one movie. It's like 10 different movies in one. So yeah, those are good picks. I could go with either one of those as well. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for the questions. You guys are awesome. Thank you to Amarea, who's the moderator. Thank you so much. Thanks to all the YouTube members who chimed in and joined in. I'm looking for some of your questions earlier on, but I don't see any right now, unfortunately, or else I would have answered them immediately right now. Anyway, I think we'll leave it off there. As always, guys. Oh, we got one more. What? We charge to the danger? Send nudes. That's on my Patreon only. Check it out. It's me dressed like He-Man covered in baby oil. That's not true. None of that's true. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, for listening, for chiming in, for joining. Thank you guys so much for the super chats, the Streamlab donations. Much appreciated. You guys are awesome. It does help out so much. I really do mean that. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And just thanks for watching. So, as always, if you guys are watching this after it's uploaded, leave your thoughts, your opinions down below. I do read all the comments. And before you go, if you want to, give the video a thumbs up. Much appreciated. Stay safe, guys. I'll see you again soon with another live show. And maybe we'll do this in the afternoon or at night or both. Either way works for me. Take care, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.